Chapter 10. Utterson examines the letter. Utterson made his way to his office. All the talk in the streets, the entire city for that matter, was about the murder of Sir Danvers Carew. Suddenly everyone knew the name of Edward Hyde. It was hard for Utterson to mourn one person while worrying about another. His mind was swimming with questions and concerns. A fog had rolled into the city. One could not see from one corner to the next. London looked like a thick gray soup. Utterson thought the weather suited his mood. Nothing was clear anymore. He understood nothing. Mr. Guest, Utterson's assistant, offered his sympathies as soon as the lawyer walked through the door. "It is awful news about Sir Danvers," Guest said. "Yes, indeed," Utterson replied. "This man Hyde is mad, of course." Utterson and Guest shared many secrets with one another. Their work demanded a great deal of honesty between them. The topic of Hyde and his connection to Jekyll had already been discussed. Guest had worked with Utterson finalizing the strange will. The lawyer hoped Guest would have a fresh point of view on the letter. He told his assistant about his visit to Jekyll and the note Hyde had sent. "I have a document here written in the killer's own hand," the lawyer said. "May I look at it, sir?" Guest asked. "I was hoping you could offer your expert advice," Utterson said. Guest studied the art of handwriting. He firmly believed that handwriting told a great deal about a person. "What can you tell me about this, Mr. Hyde?" Utterson gave Guest the note. Guest took his time looking over the note. At long last he lifted his head from his desk. "Well, sir," Guest said, "I don't believe he's mad, but it is certainly an odd style of writing." The mailman interrupted his conversation. He placed the morning mail on Guest's desk and left. Utterson started to sort through the letters. "Sir," Guest said, "is that a letter from Dr. Jekyll?" Utterson said that it was. "I thought so," Guest exclaimed. "I recognize the handwriting. Is it something personal?" Utterson quickly opened it. "Why, no," he said. He was confused by his assistant's eager questions. "It's an invitation to dinner." "Would you mind if I looked at it as well?" Guest asked. The assistant laid the two pieces of paper side by side on the desk. He examined them both for some time. "Why do you compare them, Guest?" the lawyer asked. He was both curious and upset by his assistant's actions. "Well, sir," said the clerk, "there are many similarities between the two. At many points both styles are identical. They have different slope, that's all." "That's strange," Utterson said. "Very strange, sir." The two men looked at each other. They were not certain what all this meant, but they knew it was serious. "I wouldn't speak of this note, you know," said Utterson. "No, sir," Guest replied. "I understand." That night Utterson locked the note in his safe at home. He thought it best if no one else had a chance to see the writing. "I never thought it possible," Utterson thought. "Henry Jekyll forging a note for a murderer." His blood ran cold in his veins.